Hello, I'm Kat. Welcome to Kat Sara Yoga. Today's sequence is going to help you if you are experiencing the horrible sensation of restless legs. These stretches can help to alleviate the symptoms. You can do them any time of day. Really great before bed if you're finding that the restless legs are stopping you from sleeping. So I hope that this helps you. If it does, make sure you like the video, pop a comment in the box below, and also subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for your support and enjoy the class. So today we're going to start on hands and knees. Coming into flat cat position with hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips, spread out with your fingers, creases between your wrists and hands parallel with the front of the mat, shoulders drawing down your back and elbows soft. Stretch your left leg out behind you. So if you've got one of these sticky, tacky yoga mats at home, then these are really the best things to use for this, because with your bare feet, so having bare feet as well, your skin will stick with a little bit of friction to the surface of the mat. So as you push your heel away and you ground down through the spread out ball of your foot, you'll feel that this will help stretch your calf muscle at the back of your leg even more. Now it's really important that we work with the breath here as well, because that breath is what's going to help clear tension from your body as well as the stretch. So take a nice inhalation, feel like you're breathing wide and full into your chest, and exhale, push out through your heel. It's okay to breathe through your nose or your mouth, either's fine. Lovely inhale and exhale. That's good. One more lovely breath here. Bring your shoulders directly over your hands now, bringing your foot just to about halfway between your right knee and your right foot, and circling on the ball of your foot. So you're circling from your hip and you're circling around the ball of your foot, giving it a nice massage a few times in each direction. And then stepping your foot all the way forward between your hands, shuffle it forward, push your hips forward so that your knee is stacked over your ankle but not shooting past it. Inhale as you lengthen your spine from your hips to the crown of your head, lengthening over your front leg. Ground your hands. Exhale, pull your hips back, rounding your back over your front leg. Breathing here. Straighten your front leg as much as you can, but don't worry if you can't get it straight. Breathe out through your back sit bone. Imagine it extending out behind you as energy extends out through your left toes. And on your next inhalation, come back forward, knee stacks over the hip. Slowly back onto hands and knees. And on your next exhalation, round your spine into round cat. Relax your neck, let your head hang down. Inhale, back into flat cat position. Shoulders away from your ears. And then extending your right leg out, toes curled into the mat, pushing out through your heel and breathing. Breathe so wide and full into your chest. Feel your ribcage expanding broadly. Forward, backward, out to the sides. Every exhalation, imagine and visualize your breath being sent out through your right heel. And it takes with it any tension, so melting tension away. Send it out, send discomfort out through your heel. Bringing your hands directly over your shoulders, bringing your right foot to about halfway between your left knee and left hip on the mat and circling around. About 3 times in each direction. Circle from the hips but massaging the ball of the foot. Step your foot forward in between your hands, shuffle it forward. As you push your hips forward, you'll feel that stretch in the left hip flexor in the front of the hip. And make sure that your knee doesn't overshoot your ankle in the front foot. Ground down through the top of the back foot. Inhale, lift and lengthen up out of your hips, lengthening forward over your front leg. Ground your hands. Exhale, pull your hips back, rounding over your knee. Straightening your front leg as much as you can, but don't worry if you can't get it straight. Breathe. Imagine the back of your right leg stretching and extending in both directions, like you can push energy out through the ball of the foot and out through the back sit bone. Inhale forward and come back onto hands and knees. And having a lovely round into round cat. Come back into flat cat. Widen your knees, sink your bottom down, extending your arms out along the mat. Reach your fingers forward. Feel your tummy drawing in towards your spine as you slowly roll up. Bring your bottom to the mat. And then we're coming into a wide leg position. So bringing your legs out just as wide as is comfortable. It might not be as wide as this. Again, centered on your sit bones. Lower back is flat. So if you need that extra support of a block or a cushion to sit on, perfect. So I'm going to bend my knees just a little bit here because that's going to give me a little bit more movement in my pelvis. And beginning to circle the hips. So as you circle, you're tipping forward to the front edge of the sit bone, forward to the front edge of the other sit bone, backwards, backwards. So it's important that you're not jammed in your hips and you're kind of doing this from your waist. You're able to move from your hips. And that's where the knee bend helps if you're feeling quite tight. And then we're going the other way. Little circles. I'm doing little circles because I'm quite tight in my thighs and my hips. You might have more mobility of movement, but again, the form is the essential thing. So it's this movement from the hips, not the waist. And if it has to be small circles, that's fine. Come back to center. So bringing your soles of your feet together in front of you, and this is quite a good distance away in front of your body. Move the flesh of your buttocks out the way so you can really feel yourself centered on your sit bones. If you feel a little bit tight and you might feel like you're slightly rocking back on the back edges of your sit bones, then find some support to sit on. It could be a cushion, a thick book or a yoga block, something improvised, something like this. And lifting and lengthening all the way up the back of your body. Taking a nice deep breath and exhale your shoulders away from your ears. If it's okay for your shoulders, inhale, reaching your arms up. And then we're exhaling, hinging forward at the hips. Keep your heart really lifted here. So I'm not rounding my lower back at all here. Give your feet a massage. Massage the feet. And then just taking your right leg out. You can keep the knee bent so that you can stay centered on your sit bones. And giving your calf muscle a little rub. Avoid the knee joint. Give your thigh a lovely rub. And just bringing that leg back into your seated star. Releasing out the left leg. Keep the knee bent. This is very relaxed. It's nicer if you're sitting up on something, so I would really recommend that. Just makes everything a little bit more easeful. Massaging your calf, your thigh. And then bringing both legs out in front of you, staying long and lengthened all at the back of the body. Everybody's going to look a bit different in this pose, and this is one that is really important to do correctly for the safety of your back. So the important thing is that your back is flat, your lower back. So if you find yourself sitting kind of like this, rounding in the lower back, straining in your core, straining in your hip flexors, bend your knees more. So you can see how as I bend my knees, my hamstrings are released, my sit bones can slide back, so I'm completely centered on them, even imagining like they're sliding out behind me like they were on roller skates, and I'm able to bring my pelvis to neutral, inner hip bones level with the back rim of bone, and my lower back is flat. Sit up on something as well, and if you're very tight in your hamstrings, you might be sat on something quite high, like even a footstool or a chair, and you might still have your knees bent, and that's absolutely fine, because the important thing is your back is flat. Really use your postural muscles to lift and lengthen up. If you can support yourself with your fingertips down by your sides, that's great. If they won't reach, hands on the hips is okay too. And so then we're going to spread out all the toes as you inhale, and just relax your feet. as you exhale. Inhale, spread your toes as much as you can. Exhale, relax your feet. One more. Inhale, flex your feet as hard as you can. Exhale, point out at your ankles. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Inhale, bring your big toes towards you, so a little side bend for your ankle. Exhale, extend your big toes away. Inhale, big toes towards you. Exhale, away. One more. And then finally, some beautiful circles for your ankles. Last circle. And then with your feet active, toes curled towards you, broad through the balls of the feet, toes and knees pointing straight up towards the ceiling, we're coming into a seated forward fold. So you might be on a block, you might not be. It is a little bit easier on a block, but if you are quite flexible in your hamstrings, then you will get less stretch being on a block. Important thing is here that you are tipping your pelvis forward like a bowl of water, spilling out the front. Maybe you'd like to place your hands up on your hips so that you can feel the back of the pelvis lifting as you inhale and the front tipping forward as you exhale. You might even want to move the flesh of your buttocks out the way again so that you can really feel the contact between your sit bones and the earth underneath you. And you can really feel that you are moving to the front edges of your sit bones. So every inhalation you lengthen your spine. Every exhalation you inquire into tipping forward to the front edges of the sit bones. Lower back stays nice and flat, so not rounding in the lower back. Any discomfort in your lower back, lengthen back up again. And you might not go very far here, and that's okay. Everybody is different. If you're feeling that you're not finding the stretch, I would suggest sitting up on something higher so you can have your legs a little bit straighter and maintain a neutral pelvis. So then bending your knees a little bit more so that your thighs come towards your belly. That will give you mobility in the pelvis to bring the belly towards the thighs a little more. When your belly is fully in contact with your thighs, then you can round over. Only let your shoulders round when your belly is in contact with your thighs. Breathe here. And slowly coming back upright again. So if you're on a block, take it away. Walk your feet towards you, bending your knees, hugging your knees in. Rocking backwards to the back edges of your sit bones into cosmic egg. Forehead towards the knees. So we're going to relax today in a position called legs up the wall. So you need to find yourself a little piece of wall. And I've just moved my chair aside because this is going to allow me the space to get into this pose correctly. So you need to bring your bottom up to your piece of wall, so your bottom touches the wall, lie down on your side. And then with your bottom touching the wall, swing your legs up. And that's the way you can get your bottom close enough to the wall to enjoy this pose. And just let the earth support you. Feel your lower back sinking into the earth. Shoulders sliding down your back, hands in a comfortable position. Face and jaw relaxed. Be aware of your breath. And this is so great for your circulation. This is going to help to drain any collected fluid from your feet, your legs. It's so great for your lymphatic system. Helps to return venous blood to the heart. And you can really stay here for as long as you wish, as long as it feels comfortable. So do feel free to just allow my voice to wash over you as I show you how to come out of this pose. And feel free to stay here a bit longer if you like. And when you're ready to come out, drawing your knees gently in to your tummy. And slowly rocking side to side a little bit. Massaging out through your lower back. Roll back onto your side. Use the strength of your arms to push yourself up to sitting. Thank you so much for joining me for the class today. I hope that's really helped your legs and you feel a lot more comfortable now. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and pop a comment to tell me how it helped you. Namaste.